Hi there, my name is James Gallion. I live in Houston, Texas, and for about the past 20 years I've been using something called a CPAP machine. CPAP, continuous positive air pressure. Basically, for all of those who snore and things like that, sometimes you wake up at night and you're going, you're trying to catch your breath. It's because your airway closed off during the night and your brain's starved for oxygen, and it's like somebody putting a pillow over your head. I went for at least several years. I would get up in the morning after sleeping the whole night, at least what I thought was sleeping the whole night, and get up and put on my clothes and eat breakfast, take my kid over to the elementary school across the street. I mean, we're talking a 1 mile drive, maybe at the most, each way. Halfway there, I would fall asleep in the car while driving my child to school. This was insane. I just got up. I've got my little kid next to me in the car going, "Daddy, wake up! Daddy, wake up!" jabbing me, trying to keep me awake so I didn't drive off the road and kill us both. This was ridiculous, and I couldn't figure out why I was doing this. This went on for at least a year. I got these terrible headaches. I'd get up with these terrible headaches and stuff, and my wife told me I snored all the time, but it was just kind of like, oh, ha, a big joke. You snore to keep me awake. So I, lots of times I try to manage to get on my side or something like that, or sleep on my stomach if I could. Try to, she'd cover up her head with pillows and try not to be kept awake by my snoring. But what was happening that I didn't know, no matter how much of angry I got at myself and how much I loved my child, I could not figure out why I was falling asleep. By the way, we'd come home, at night after work, and I'd sit down to watch something on TV with my wife, and I'd instantly fall asleep. And she'd get so angry with me because, like, you don't even care enough to spend any time with me to watch one lousy program with me, And I didn't know what it was. Yeah, some of the programs were good and some were bad, but still, I couldn't stay awake. And it was just running me nuts. But the main thing was that, no, I'm driving to school, 1 minute into the drive, and I'm falling asleep. I actually got to the point that I would in the winter, sometimes it was below 30 degrees outside. I'd be sitting here slapping myself in the face as hard as I could while I was driving down the road. Okay, trying to keep myself awake. I turned the radio up all the way. I sang with the radio. I had the window down. I breathed deep. I stick my head out the window, everything I could, and it was no matter what I could do, I would not stay awake. Gosh, it was so infuriating. It's like, what is wrong with me? Well, somewhere along the way, I think I mentioned this to the doctor, and he said, you ought to go get a test to see if you're breathing right at night. Well, went and got this test, and they put you to bed with all these little electrodes all over you all night long. A little mask on your nose like this thing here, And the whole night long, there was a bunch of noises in the room and stuff like that, and outside in the hall. And I was pretty disgusted with the whole place. And of course, a few hours later, they say, "Oh yeah, you need a CPAP machine, breathing machine." I'm thinking like, yeah, right. How could you even tell? I'm been kept awake most of the night anyway. But I went ahead and got it, and I was amazed because after 1 week of using the CPAP machine, I didn't fall asleep anymore. I stayed awake during the movies. I had no problem taking my kid to school. And what had been happening, though, is my airway would close off. And they told me that 30% of the time, I was not breathing. Okay? And what is, my airway would close up, and I'd be going, and I would be trying to breathe, and all that snoring was that flap of skin or whatever it is in the back of your throat closing off. And I was basically starving my brain for oxygen. Well, this does other little things besides making you fall asleep. It kills your brain cells. Okay? Now, you guys that snore at night, wake up with headaches, have trouble staying awake, stuff like this, more likely that's what the deal is. Okay. Well, the best solution, the only solution I know of, other than going to get a major operation on your throat, uh, is get a CPAP machine, continuous positive air pressure. And you wear this little mask at night on your face when you're sleeping. And believe me, you're going to want to wear this thing once you see the difference that it makes. But only thing is, I've talked to ladies before who have husbands who take one look at this little mask here and say, I ain't wear that thing, you know. I guess maybe they figure the wives don't want to have sex with them or something, or it's unmanly or whatever. Well, let me tell you something, stupid. Go right ahead and ignore that. And when those little brain cells start dying off and you have a stroke, then you can sit in your wheelchair as a paraplegic and let your wife come along and dab the drool off your face and feed you the baby formula, because that's all you're going to be able to mouth if you're lucky. Because you were so stinking proud that you couldn't wear a stupid mask at night when nobody else but your wife maybe would see you, and most of the time it's going to be when you're asleep. So don't be stupid, okay? You want to live? Wear one of these things, because it'll keep your brain from dying. Because if you don't like it, go and just get somebody to tie a freaking cord around your neck and choke you off a few times and end it. Do it. Kill yourself off then. Might as well do it fast and save everybody else the trouble. Because it's stupid when you know there's something wrong and you know you got a solution to it, and your blasted pride is keeping you from it. You know, well, I'll tell you something. I've been married 35 years, and I happen to have a wife that loves me enough, cares enough about me, that this stuff don't bother her. Well, to start with, if it did bother her, I'm sorry. I like to live, but it didn't. I have a very supportive wife, you know. Maybe you don't, but you got to think about what's good for you here, you know, because you want to stay alive, because it's your job to support your family, and you're not going to be able to do it very well when you're sitting in a blasted wheelchair and not to be able to do anything because half your brain is dead. Okay, so continuous positive air pressure. Okay, well, when I first got this thing, though, I will admit something. When I put this thing on, I feel like somebody's trying to suffocate me, because this little thing, it goes over your head here. I'm going to take off my glasses here for this. You're going to understand it. Don't run off on me. This is the first one I got. And this thing here goes over your head, over your nose, like that, you know. And you got to get this thing all done just right. It's a mess to get started here. But anyway, let me get it on right. I hadn't had this one on in ages. And this was part of the things that was discouraging, was this thing was a pain in the butt to get on. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Now, this is what the thing looked like it was on. Yeah, Hannibal Lecter, eat your heart out. Okay. First thing, I wear glasses, and it's like impossible to get your glasses on, so you can't see anything with this thing on. I got a mustache. See that thing right there? Well, that screws up the seal down here at the bottom. Okay. Now, if I had a nice shaven face and I could see good, this wouldn't be too bad at night. I could wear it. There's also a tube here that connects to this thing. It goes right here. I know this is starting to look worse and worse here. Okay, that goes over your head like that. So you're sleeping with this thing on the night. Yeah, it looks pretty bad. On top of that, if your mouth doesn't stay shut at night, then you got a little chin strap here that you put on that keeps your mouth shut. So you're all tied up in this thing, and it don't look very pretty. I'm going to take this off now, because every time I put this thing on, it feels like somebody's trying to suffocate me, and it really bugged me. So, I mean, I dealt with it. I went ahead and used it when I had it, you know, but because it was more important to breathe and not have my brain dying than worried about how ugly this stupid thing looked, okay? How inconvenient it was and how much of a pain it was. And I had to sleep on my back because it wanted to come loose if I turned on my side and stuff like that. Well, I put up with that for a couple of months, and at the time I actually had insurance, you know, so I could actually had a choice of checking out what other ideas. And somebody else came up with another one, and let me show you something. This little jewel here is called a Swift. Okay, this thing is far better. Okay, I may not be the best salesman for CPAP here, but I'm just telling you how it is. This does the exact same thing. Okay, positive air pressure, just little nose pads, goes up against your nose. Bam, like that. Very comfortable. No interference with your mustache. No interference with the hair on your face. You wear your glasses, you know. If you need to, you can wear this little chin strap if your mouth keeps falling open at night, because when you got on this positive air pressure thing, it pushes air in through your nose, but if you open your mouth in the middle of the night, the air goes kind of right straight through and right back out your mouth. So the idea is you want your mouth to be held shut. So you got this little fun thing to put on right here. And that will keep your mouth shut at night. No, it doesn't work on your wives. I'm going to get it for that one. There you go. And that, well, it's just a slight pressure. It keeps it closed, okay? The idea is you want this thing, your mouth to be closed, to be breathing in through your nose. And I'll tell you one thing, when you breathe in through this thing at night, when you're laying there, it's so easy to breathe in. It's like less effort. You're going, and it feels so good to have that extra air. You feel like you're breathing in so deep and everything. And these CPAP machines, you can change the pressure on them so it gives you more or less airflow. But no, this is not the prettiest thing in the world. But this one here is called a Swift. It's a 10,000 times better than the other one over there. You can see I can talk in this thing. It doesn't interfere. It's completely sealed up. And the little air hose, instead of going over your head, hooks right here on the side like this. Okay, so you can lay on your back, you can lay on your side, pretty much except on your face. You can't lay on your face on one of these things. But this is very adjustable and everything. But this thing is a night and day difference. I mean, it is amazing once you start using one of these. If you've been not using it before, you've had problems with the snoring, which is actually the minor problem. But that's just indicative of having a bigger problem, which is your brain dying from the lack of oxygen. And we'll take this off here. See, that was easy. But bottom line, guys, if you're snoring, you need to go get a sleep test. Okay, especially if you're snoring and you're getting headaches, forgetful, can't stay awake, stuff like that. It's because you're not getting rested. You're completely exhausted the entire time, and you never will get rested because you're not getting any oxygen to your brain. It's not getting re-energized, and it's like you're killing it. So if you want to be proud, I'm a man. I don't need no stinking CPAP machine. It's a little snore. No, what's the old man snore? No problem. Go right ahead. Just keep on doing what you're doing. Get up one day, take a couple of steps, boom, stroke. You're laying there on the floor quivering or whatever. It's all right. No, they call 911 and charge a monstrous amount of money to your family. They'll have huge bills, and then you won't be able to pay them because you'll be sitting there in a wheelchair all stroked out and won't be able to do much anything because part of your body's not working anymore because part of your brain is dead. Maybe you'll know people, maybe not, but don't worry. They'll be waiting on you hand and foot somewhere. Maybe somebody else will be wiping your butt because you won't be able to go to the bathroom by yourself, But I'm just telling you the way it is, okay? This thing is amazing. If you want to live, get one if you need it, okay? Get it checked out. Go get a sleep test. See if that's what you need. If you don't need it, fine. If you do, get it and use it. And that Swift brand, much better, lighter weight, weighs a third of what the other does, works just as good. Wear your glasses, mustache, no problem with it. So I'm telling you how it is. I'm James Gallion. I'm in Houston, Texas. You can write me if you want to at angelhelp, ANGELHELP 777 at sbcglobal.net. I will try to respond if you have any questions. And good luck, and God bless you.